Hello folks, today I'm working on a 2000 Honda Accord LX 2.3 liter V4 4-cylinder. We're going to be showing you guys how to do front brakes and rotors. These fit from like 98 to 2002 I believe. You got to double check, but it's a V4, so we're going to pull this tire off right here with my handy dandy Harbor Freight Earthquake. It actually works really good. I do towing also, and this works really good in the field. 2-year warranty, very strong. But anyways, I'm gonna buzz this tire off and I'll be right back. Okay, I got the tire off. This brake rotor is just shot. Look at that, rusty, pads down to nothing. All right, I'll be right back to show you guys how to take this apart. Okay, I'm back. Starts with 17mm socket right here with these 2 bolts. One here, one there. Pull out. Keep these separated so you know which is which. That's top. That's bottom. They're separate. They're different. So, okay, and then you take a pry bar. I got a screwdriver, but a pry bar works. Just loosen that up. Pull that apart. Kind of leave that off to the side for now. Try not to let that hang on that brake line, brake hose right here. That puts a lot of stress on it. And here are your brake pads. I'm going to show you guys how to get these apart here. These are sometimes tough. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I put a wedge in here with a screwdriver. See how I got that apart? And you just pull that, you take a hammer and pry that apart. There you go. That's the rotor. And then, a little secret is too is if you turn the wheel to the brake you're doing, it makes it a lot easier so it angles. I'll be right back to get this caliper bracket off. I'll be right back. Okay, got my impact on here. 17mm socket, 1/2 inch. One. All right, let's see. There she fell. Take your screw bolts out. There you go. Now you got your bracket off. Here's a bracket. Set this caliper outside. Now these rotors are really rusty. I did the driver's side already, and I'll show you what I did to the driver's side. Look at that! It actually split the rotor. You can see daylight through it. Rusty old. Live in Minnesota here. Collect up a lot of salt, sand. Alright, so I got the BFH, big fucking hammer, big maul. I'm gonna pound on this back and forth. Right here, you can hit it right here and here, just to drive it back and forth to get that loose. I'll be back to get it off here. Alright, I'm back. I got a smaller hammer here. Just work that baby back and forth. Let's see. Okay. That rotor wasn't as bad as the driver's side. You want to inspect this. Make sure there ain't no buildup right here along the hub assembly. All right. Okay, next step I'm gonna do, I got my can of JB80, really good stuff. Penetrating oil, lubricant, and I got this pick in between the piston here. Before I push this caliper in, I'm gonna oil this up. Stick my nozzle in there. You go out, you just keep rotating that all the way around and get that nice and oiled up. I'll get that oiled up real quick. Okay, next step is you're gonna push this piston caliper in, and I got a C-clamp vice grip I put on the inside of the caliper on the back side. You know, you can use a C-clamp, but a C-clamp vice grip works really good. You just tighten it up. All right, then you tighten it up, screw it in, tighten it, screw it until it collapses. I'll be back to show you when it's done. Okay, I'm back. I got this pushed all the way in, as you can see. And with the C-clamp vice grip, you can see it, you can feel it push in and see if there's any resistance or if the caliper's sticking. But this one went in real smooth. That's why you oil them too. Okay, now I'm gonna clean this up right here a little bit. I'm gonna get some brake cleaner. Get some rags here. Okay. I just inspect this, make sure there ain't no ridge on here. Like I said, that's where the new rotor's gonna go. I'll be back with the new rotor. Okay, I'm back. I got the caliper bracket now. What I did is I took some grease, brake grease or some extra grease. It's really good, thick. I put in all the tabs on both sides, and I took the pins, the caliper bolt pins, and I filled them up with a little bit of grease, the sliders, and then we're just gonna mount this back on here with the little bolts. I'll be back to show you guys when that's done. All right, I'm back. Got the caliper bracket back mounted with them 2 bolts, 17mm bolts down there and right there. So I got that all back on there. Got the rotor on, got the caliper pushed in. Now the last thing to do, or not the last thing, but the next step is we're gonna put our brake pads in here. Here's the brake pads. I put a little grease on both sides. This has a little tab here. I'm gonna personally break that tab off because I don't really need that tab. It just gets in the way of putting it together, but you know, if you think you need it, you can. It's a squeaky safety, let you know when your brakes are down. But I'm gonna rip that off and I'm gonna put the pads in. I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, I got the brake pads in the place now. Once you get these set up in here, they drop in these little grooves. You just take a little hammer and just tap these in there a little bit. Sometimes you gotta adjust the rotor a little bit just to shimmy them in there. But yeah, that's how the brakes look like. Then the next step is the brake caliper. You just slide that up on there. Make sure these boots line up with this right here where that bolt goes. Here's these bolts right here. I'm gonna dip a little bit more grease in there. A little bit more. I'll be back. Okay, got the bolt started. Remember, check them rubber boots on both sides. Give them a little snug, not too tight. Okay. All right. Go around, tap on everything, make sure everything's loose. Feels no binding. That rotor should be loose because that piston's pushed in on the caliper. But then take some of your oil. Oil that bleeder up. I oil these up too while you're at it. These lug nuts, these studs. Then the last thing you do is you grab some of that brake cleaner. Give her a nice wipe down, and there you go. That's your brake job on a Honda Accord 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. And these are pretty similar to a lot of disc brake systems. So if you see this video, you'll grasp how to do other cars. It's all the same, just different styles, but at least on front brakes, that is anyways. But all right, let's go put the tire back on. And one more thing, before you start the car and take off, you must, it's a must, you pump them front brakes before you start the car. Because when you push some calipers in, you get some brake fluid on the ground, and the brake pedals can go all the way to the floor. So you must pump it up till the brake pedal gets very hard, then start the car. But all right, well, thanks for watching, and good luck with your brake job.